This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Hot, humid, still. Those weather conditions can cause stress in the feed yard for the animals and the managers.
Heat stress is something we worry about a lot. We don't deal with very often.
A little planning now can help cattle feeders deal with those days later this year, says retired Nebraska Beef Extension specialist Terry Mater. He developed best practices to guide strategies for those few problem days that may come.
If we're going to maximize the genetic potential of these animals, whether it's for performance or carcass trait, we really need to make sure that the animal is comfortable and content. And to do that, we have to manage the environmental stress. And so these mitigation strategies are really designed to do that.
These suggestions, available in the Educator's Corner at cabpartners.com, help producers recognize the signs of and conditions that typically cause heat stress. They also provide options for helping the animals through those days.
If the nighttime temperatures get below 70, they can cool themselves off enough to be able to get through the next day. So what I look at as a feed yard manager is, are we going to have prolonged nights where we don't get that cool, followed by days that we get very warm? Those are the times you really worry about it. In those times, we tend to split our animals out into more pens so that they have more access to water, more access to shade, more access to room to be able to cool themselves off a little bit better.
Burkholder is an example of what Mater emphasizes. Choosing several of the strategies together is the best plan. Facilities upgrades are part of the key to greater comfort, but feeders can also shift the time of day they work or move cattle.
The other thing we can do is change the time we feed cattle, particularly feedlot cattle, and feed more of the ration at night or in the evening feeding as opposed to the morning feeding. And what we're really trying to do there is that when you feed an animal, peak metabolic heat load occurs 3 to 4 hours after they eat.
At Will Feed, they recently installed shades as another tool in their heat stress prevention plan.
We put them in the side of our pens, kind of up on side of our mounds, so the animals can get out of the sun. They can still have wind and air movement to keep them cool. And so what we found is they spend time at the feed bunk eating, they spend time at the water tank drinking, and then they'll go and rest underneath the shades.
It's a long-term investment, but one Burkholder is already seeing dividends on. I'm Cyndee Campbell.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at beyondtheelevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.